Misinformation in movies. Not completely together. Coming up next on the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Hello and welcome. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here in the studio with my fabulous colleague, Sarah Fade.
Hello.
Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How is everyone doing?
Okay.
Fantastic. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. The movies are going first.
Yeah.
We can do a segue. So
Okay. There's misinformation
Okay.
segues
Yeah.
aplenty.
So these are some of the movies that will be coming out in February.
Wow.
I
Can you
don't even know
believe
where we
it
are.
already? February.
I know.
It's crazy.
So get ready. I know a lot of people have streaming, and most of these are on streaming, but
Okay.
streaming doesn't always have the extras that people want.
That's true.
Director commentary,
That's true.
which I do like.
That's absolutely true. And streaming is becoming much more expensive in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, nickel and
Netflix.
dime, nickel and
Yeah.
dime.
I canceled Netflix this week.
did you?
I did. Yeah, it hit the point. And I think it was like 22 at one point. Now it's 25. And now I'm like, you know what? That's $36. I could do a lot with that money.
I think that would be the last one I'd
Yeah.
cancel.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't cancel Netflix.
Nah, we weren't watching it as much. Yeah. Plus, we get those movies here at the library, don't we?
Nah, yeah. As we know.
Yes. I know. I'm making a joke. Obviously.
Bump. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with a juror and number 2.
Okay. Juror
right.
number 2.
This is directed by Clint Eastwood, who is
Wow,
alive.
he's still alive.
He's
He's like in his 90s.
Oh wow.
He's still kicking, that guy.
I know. Rated PG-13, clocks in at 114 minutes.
Okay.
I know. This is a kind. Okay, no, all of these summaries are coming from RogerEbert.com.
Okay.
So,
Wait, he's alive.
He's not alive.
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
Who's Siskel?
yeah.
Is he alive?
I don't know.
Oh.
They
Well,
might both
Right,
be
it was
gone.
Siskel and Ebert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But RogerEbert.com is.
It's a company now. It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
Writing from beyond the grave.
I was going to say, unless he has a medium.
You never know.
Yeah.
What a good gig. Anyway, continue.
This is a kind of mid-budget mainstream movie we used to see a lot of in the 80s and 90s, but has become increasingly rare within a cinematic landscape that consists mostly of soulless IP sequels and reboots and cool, daring indies. It falls somewhere in between. A movie for grown-ups with its classy production values, strong performances from a starry cast, and thoughtful themes for viewers who want to be entertained, but maybe think a little too.
Ooh, this is a compelling review.
Compelling.
Because I wouldn't originally want to see this, but I like this review.
Yes. And it has some good people in it. I know there's someone here you like.
Okay.
Nicholas Hoult stars as Justin Kemp, a writer stuck on jury duty when he'd much rather be home caring for his extremely pregnant wife, Allison. Having spent just 5 days on jury duty myself, listening to people answer the same questions over and over again during the voir dire process, I don't know, it's French, I can attest that my fellow citizens offer all kinds of imaginative excuses in the hopes of being excused. Here in the movie's Savannah, Georgia setting, impending fatherhood doesn't cut it. In all of its sultry scenery, Savannah was also the location of another Eastwood thriller, 1997's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. But we spend most of our time here indoors, within the courtroom and the jury deliberation room, as a dozen strangers come together and struggle to find justice in a high-profile murder trial.
Ooh, interesting.
And the guy, Messina, is in this. That you like.
Messina that
Chris?
you like.
Yes.
Chris Messina? Oh, yeah,
Chris
I do
Messina
like
is
him.
in this.
Yes.
And Toni Collette.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Great. That is star-studded.
Yeah.
You ever seen
Number
My Cousin
2.
Vinny?
Yeah,
He's
of
like,
course.
Voila, the witness.
That's that's when you ask the questions.
Apparently.
That's basically like the interview. That's the jury interview.
Why can't they just say that?
Because that sounds neat. Voir dire.
No, it doesn't. It sounds ridiculous.
Voir dire. Oh, okay. So any complaints from our French listeners, our viewers, podcast at mcplibrary.org.
Yeah, teach me French.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
took French.
Yes, I
I think that's
did.
probably Latin. I'm thinking maybe that's Latin.
Latin.
Voir dire, yeah.
Well, okay, next up is Wicked.
Oh, all right. Well,
Oh, this is coming out already?
we all know
It
this
is. It is.
Oh.
John Chu is the director.
Yeah.
This is rated PG. And a whopping 160 minutes.
Yeah, this is not going to happen for me.
Part 1.
I know. I remember my mom would tell she's going to see this. I'm like, Ma, you're not going to be able to do it. And I'm like, it's a part 1. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, when the movie ends, it's not over. She's like, what? I'm like, I need to tell you that because you would have ruined the movie for everybody else. Anyway. Like in the theater, she would have been like, what is happening?
I would like to see her review.
She fell asleep. That was her review. She's like, I fell asleep.
I went to the Regal Theater the other day, and at the end of the movie, some woman stood up and started cursing at the top of her lungs.
That my mom.
Really?
No, I'm
No.
I was like, oh.
Could be true.
serious,
Sorry,
Clark.
sorry.
You're serious, Clark.
Everybody's seen Wicked by now, I'm sure. Or heard of it. Or know
Heard
someone
of it.
who's seen it.
Yes.
Wicked begins with Grande's Glinda descending majestically into Munchkinland to inform her enthusiastic fans that rumors are true. The witch really is dead. Then it flashes back to how she and green-hued Elphaba, the Wicked Witch's first name, became unlikely allies in college. Elphaba has always been bullied and ostracized because of the color of her skin. Glinda, or Galinda, as she's known at this point, is a pretty pampered mean girl who's always gotten her way. Bowen Yang, shout out, is a hoot as one of her loyal sycophants.
Okay.
Okay, so that's just the start. And where does it go from there?
Well, if you've
Have you seen the play?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you've seen
I
the musical.
I read the book, I saw the play, and I saw the movie.
Oh, all right. So you're
And how was the movie for you?
yeah.
No, I liked it. I didn't think I would like
Yeah.
it, but I did like it.
Good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are worried about Ariana Grande.
I would say you're not the biggest fan of Ariana. How did you feel?
She was good.
Good. Yeah.
If only she could sing her pop songs like she sang
Yeah.
these songs.
She looks. She. People are saying that she looks a little malnourished.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on
I
with
don't know
her.
what's going on with
Well,
her.
same
I
thing
hope
with
she's
her
okay. I hope
and
she's okay.
Alphaba.
Yeah.
Both of them are
I hope they're okay.
same diet. Okay, so next up is an animated film.
Ooh.
The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, this only got like 1.5 stars. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim movie. So, Kenji Kamayama directed it, PG-13. Another whopping 134 minutes.
Many
That's-
minutes.
yeah,
Especially
too
for an
many
animated
minutes.
film.
Yeah.
Too many. Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Man.
Yeah.
It took them forever
So
to
this is
make.
going to be fun because there's a lot of fun sounding names
Yes.
in this.
Here we
So
go.
here, buckle in.
Yes, this is going to be our short on YouTube.
Okay.
Let's go.
At the film start, Miranda Otto returns as the Shield Maiden Eowyn and narrates that the events we're about to see take place some 200 years before Bilbo Baggins got Sauron's ring.
Okay.
The kingdom of Rohan, led by the especially named Helm Hammerhand, Brian Cox, channeling Logan Roy's egoism but shading it with even more bellicose gruffness. Hey, okay.
It's a mouthful.
And his sons Hama, Haleth,
All right.
and
Good.
Hera
Yes.
have seen better days.
All right.
Yeah, but you should see the actors' names.
Oh.
Okay, it's worse than that. The central conflict begins when Freka, leader of the Dundlings, challenges Helm's leadership and offers his son Wolf
All right.
to marry Hera to bring the warring families together. The free-spirited Hera, channeling Miyazaki heroines like Nausicaa, refuses, viewing Wolf as a friend and not having aspirations for the throne. An angered Freka slanders her and the Hammerhand house, which angers Helm. Are we following?
No.
No, you lost me.
Yeah, I'm not.
The king suggests he and Freka settle their grievances through an old-fashioned fistfight. Of course. Still, it escalates in deadly fashion to an all-out war when Helm accidentally kills Freka with one punch.
It sounds like you're making up like curse words because there's a child in the room.
I know. A rueful wolf swears revenge against the kingdom of Rohan, mounting a years-long siege and attack against the kingdom of Rohan.
All right.
Yeah.
So I heard, maybe I'm misremembering, but I heard that this is literally like one of these. The character is like just like slightly mentioned in like an appendix of a Tolkien book or something like that.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah. They really
it's just
kind of...
money,
ran
the
with
money, the money, 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 money.
Which is a shame because the animation looks really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Boo.
I might watch it though.
Well,
Yeah, I might give this a shot.
Watch it and fall asleep. Okay.
I just saw the Hobbit movies for the first time.
The live action?
Yeah, I haven't seen those. I saw 1 and 2. I'm halfway through 3.
The first one's the best one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm halfway through 3. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to go on.
Okay, next up, it's a worthy mention.
Worthy mention.
I know you'll like it because I like it.
Okay.
Not because I like it, but I like it too.
Yeah.
Jiminy Glick.
Oh,
Oh,
the
wow.
best.
So this
Funniest.
is
He has a movie?
Is this?
it did not get good,
Wait a
good
second.
reviews.
Is this new?
Yeah, Jiminy Glick
Is it just like all of his interviews like compiled into like a movie?
in Lalawood.
Oh my goodness.
It's 90 minutes. Jiminy Glick in
There you go.
Lalawood takes the character to the Toronto Film Festival where he confronts celebrities in situations that are sometimes spontaneous, sometimes scripted. He stays in a hotel from hell with his wife Dixie, played by Jan Hooks, and their twin sons Matthew and Modine.
Oh yeah.
He is obsessed with getting an interview with the reclusive Ben DiCarlo, director of Growing Up Gandhi. Anyway. So, but we like Jiminy Glick. He's
Yeah,
funny, so
he's
I'm
fine.
sure
Oh,
that's,
yeah, we
that's
love
good for.
Martin Short, right?
But that's a short, but it's
That-
a new movie.
That's a new movie, 90
Yes.
minutes.
So the next
Is
one,
it streaming too?
no.
Oh, so we can only get it at the library? Like,
This-
or on DVD?
This
Yeah.
almost looks like it says How a Legend Was Born. Is this like a story about like how he became
Jiminy Glick? I don't know.
Chimney Glip? Yeah, right.
So then we have Nosferatu. The extended.
That's out again. That's
you
out
just
too.
Did you just see it in the theater?
It's like yeah.
did. I think I saw this on Christmas.
I think we always say this. I always say this that the windows are very short now.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
short. The release windows.
So this is directed by Robert Eggers. It's rated R. And it's also a whopping 132 minutes.
Yeah, they're not
Okay.
And
pulling any
hire
punches anymore.
editors.
So he did The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman.
So these are all very, very, very crazy movies. Especially The Lighthouse.
I was gonna say, and
No, I didn't.
if you've seen them, you all know the lighting stitch, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so Eggers' Nosferatu feels as if it's being told by the vampire himself or one of his victims.
Okay.
A low rumbling moaning sound is a constant presence on the soundtrack. Delightful. The camera flies or drifts
Did
or
you hear
floats.
it in the theater? Could you?
I don't know. I was like, oh. Okay. The camera flies or drifts or floats towards castles, through hallways, and into rooms where people are tossing and turning in the grips of nightmares. Yes, and that is Lily Depp, or whatever her name is. Lily Rose Depp. Rose Lily Depp, whatever. Giant shadow falls across a painterly 19th century German and Eastern European landscape that simultaneously looks real and like miniatures. Both real and fake. This version of Nosferatu is actually a fusion of two sources, the original silent film and Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. So it's kind of like a combination.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like review type talk, which we don't
Okay.
need to get into.
So you saw this.
I saw this.
So let's stop
Yeah.
reading Robert
Eggers.
Robert
Oh.
Ebert.
Ebert.
and tell us what Sarah Fade thought of the movie.
Say Roger
Roger Ebert.
Ebert and Robert Eggers 3 times fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, well, I will tell you, you probably need to watch it twice,
Okay.
even though it's very long. Because the first time you see it, you're going to be like, what?
Okay.
It's hard to digest because it's...
Is it horror? Is it true
No,
horror?
no.
No. Okay. It's not Sarah Fade horror.
It's like slow gothic burn.
Okay.
And if you don't like any of those 3 words in your movies, do not watch it.
I don't like slow.
Slow gothic or burn. Yeah. You can only take away because a lot of people had issues with Lily Rose Depp. I thought she was
Like
fine.
for acting or her?
Yeah, which I thought she was fine.
Is this Johnny Depp's daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's okay.
Right.
She did a good accent. I did not like Nosferatu's mustache.
Oh.
Oh, he has a mustache.
Like a handlebar, like a nice, like handlebar.
Very nice. It was very nice.
Like it should have been more sparse. Everything on this person's Nosferatu's body is decaying, except for this robust mustache.
Well, he gets the product. He goes to Ulta. You know, they go down that little
The only
aisle there.
thing. The only thing. Yeah, really. That's the only thing I was like, come on, it's so distracting.
All right, so it's a watch, but maybe watch twice.
For people who like
This type of film.
this type of film.
I heard it was like almost shot for shot from the original Nosferatu. Is that true?
I never saw
You didn't see the original? All right.
But apparently not, because if it combines both.
Okay, well.
And no, it's not, because there's new scenes where he
Okay.
goes into a European village.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of is like,
Gotta go
they
in
don't
there.
like him, yeah. So, and it's long. So I feel like some people
Yeah.
might doze out and concentrate on their popcorn at some points more than
Yes.
the film, and then like, oh, what I miss. It's shot beautifully. It's going to win some kind of award,
Okay.
but
All right.
it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, the last one is another honorable mention. It's called O Canada.
Oh, Canada.
So it has Richard Gere, Jacob Elordi, and my favorite, Michael Imperioli.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Christopher.
I like Michael Imperioli.
In O Canada, adapted by Schrader from the Russell Banks novel, blah, blah, blah. The man is at a room, but not sitting at his desk and writing, which I don't know what that means. Leonard Fife, played with searing conviction by Richard Gere, is lying in a bed, dying of cancer. Fife is a writer and filmmaker whose documentaries, often provocative exposes, insisted on rigorous, sometimes painful honesty. As he faces down death, Fife is attended by a younger documentarian, Malcolm, played by Michael Imperioli, who, in a sense, is giving Fife a taste of his own medicine. So the guy, Richard Gere, is playing Leonard Fife. This is not written very well. Fife's interrogation of his own past centers on how he became a Canadian filmmaker. The younger Fife, played in flashbacks by Jacob Elordi, is a college-bound U.S. citizen, an idealist who may well be swept up by military conscription, the draft that was to be dodged by many by a defection to the Great White North, but has to reconcile all that he may leave behind materially, emotionally, and spiritually before he makes his step across the border. So it's about that.
Okay. Very good.
So yeah, so that's what's going on in February.
So go to our catalog, right?
Yep.
See these on the catalog. If you want to reserve it, if you have a Middle Country Public Library card, you can do that online. And thank you very much, Sarah.
Sure, no problem.
All right, Nicole.
Yes.
Misinformation.
Which is actually my interest in. Well, I've talked about this before, so not mine, but my current peak of interest is started from a movie.
All right.
A big debacle about a movie. And actually, that first review that you read about the juror, like that was very much that person's opinion on the movie, right? Like how it was written. Like it wasn't like the other ones where you read it, it was kind of like, this is what the movie is about. Like, I'm not saying I like it or don't like it. Like that one was like, finally.
Yeah.
So this is that person's opinion.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads me to my point is if you're into anything, for me personally, this Justin Baldoni Blake Lively lawsuit is very interesting to me for many reasons. But whether it be, celebrity gossip, whether it be politics, which is obviously very big right now, especially right now for many reasons, or any other like interest that you have, it's always important to remember that when you're reading something that the person writing it has an opinion, the publication they're writing for has an opinion, and a lot of times all these things are reported through a lens of some sort. Not saying it's right or wrong, it's just always something to keep in mind as you're looking into whatever interests you or reading whatever interests you. So I just kind of found some stuff. I went to Statista.
Nice.
Hey, Statista. Yeah.
One of our databases here.
It is one of them. Normally, I question Statista. Because I'm like, well, who are they interviewing, And you can obviously, go down a rabbit hole. And when it comes to stuff like this, you could just keep looking and looking and looking. And it's like, of course, I think the main point, if you tune out as I'm talking, my main point, or two main points, is one, just take a beat when you're reading something, or when someone you follow shares something, and you become like, take a minute and just chill and wait and see, like, all right, is there another side to this? Who else is doing this? And my second point, which I forgot now. Wait, that's what I really want to say is just take a moment to calm down and be like, okay, well, what else is like out there? And I'll remember my other point when I'm going through this. Anyway, so. Oh, yeah, and the rabbit hole. Like, I would say you still have, like, a stance. Like, I'm not saying just, like, give up any kind of, like, thought or, like, view that you have on something. You could still, still you have what you believe, how you've grown up and what you think and believe. You can you can keep that and have that be like a guiding principle, but be open to seeing something else and be open to yourself or others changing their mind. You know, saying like, this is what I believe because of this, but now I read this story and these bits are interesting and I'm going to, you know what I mean? Kind of like just being like, chill out. But okay, so those are my 2 points. You can tune out now. But according to Statista, there's like 2 things I thought were interesting. The perceived objectivity of mass media in the U.S. from 2000 to 2024. So basically,
That's a big gap.
Yeah. Over the 24 years, the level of trust in the mass media to report the news fully, accurately, and fairly among adults in the United States. So in 2024, 8% of respondents stated that they had a great deal of trust in the mass media when it came to reporting the news fully. 8% said they had a great deal of trust when it came to reporting the news fully, accurately, and fairly, up by 1%. So that means it actually got worse, right? Because it was 7% that did, so now it's 8% that don't trust the media. The previous year. Meanwhile, 36% of respondents had no trust at all in mass media, a 3 percentage point improvement on the last year. So 36% of people have no trust. 8% have a great deal of trust. That's not good.
No.
What about right?
Yeah, they are right.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
Yeah. And then the other one was level of trust in news shared on selected social media platforms in the United States. So that was like mass media, like newspapers and news and stuff. And this is social media. So data on trust in the news reported by selected social media platforms in the United States revealed that as April of 2023, news found on TikTok was considered to be the least trustworthy overall.
Yes.
With 50% of respondents saying they did not trust news they encountered on the platform. Facebook, X, and YouTube fared the best in terms of trustworthy news content, with over 20% of respondents saying they felt that the reporting they saw on these sites was reliable. Which, I mean, is very, like, what's reporting? Like, what are we, like, talking about? You know, you can kind of... But overall, TikTok, not so great. YouTube, like, you know, who are you following on YouTube?
Well, X has that feature, that community notes feature.
No.
Right.
So if someone posts something and you can actually request a community notes and it's a group thing. It's not just like one person, or it's not like a team of people. It's like everybody gets to come up with a rebuttal to what that person said, and you must have sources. So you must have to say, no, this is what the person said. Here's a video of the person actually saying it.
Yeah.
You know.
As opposed to comments. So there's no
As
comments.
opposed to commenting, yes.
Yeah. Like, I guess it's like providing like context too, which is a lot of times what's missing from many things, whether it be a video, a picture, or whatever. Like context is big. And then out of Middle Tennessee State University, they talked about neutral news sources. This particular article is how neutral news sources, because there are some news sources that purport themselves or like, you know, seemingly are more neutral. They kind of just state the facts. They don't have, everyone has a lens, but they have the least, they're trying their best to have the least lens and just say the facts, right? So they're talking, this article in particular is talking about how those kinds of news sources could exploit the polarized mediascape to boost revenue. And it goes on to say why they should do that, but more to the point, they reference a website called allsides.com.
Yes.
So this is a website that tries their best to give a rating, not a rating, but say, these sources lean left, these sources lean right, these are center. The Harvard, they have research guides, and they even talked about all sides. They kind of give a little background on all sides as compared to another similar one, which is called ad fonts. So they kind of difference between those two. So you can look at them like yourself. But I thought it was interesting. You know, the Harvard Kennedy School Library like has a guide for that there, and because they also talk about misinformation versus disinformation, because you might hear them interchangeable, but they do usually mean two different things. So misinformation is false or misleading information spread regardless of intent to mislead. So you didn't mean to say this, like you didn't realize this was like out of context, there was more to this, or like, you know, you didn't, like you said your side, but there's another side, and you didn't mean to mislead people, whereas disinformation is put out
specifically
in a deliberate spread to influence the public opinion.
Yeah.
So like kind of knowing the difference between that, so that all sides has a nice kind of overview of what that is, and they have a bunch of different things on their website. But they do lean, like not lean, but they actually talk about how they lean. So all of their founders, how each of them tend to lean left, right, center, who all their like writers are, like, and they trying to like, there's a ton. If you go out to About Us, there's like a ton of it. Yeah. And then there's another organization called Pointer.org, and they're the institute as a nonprofit that strengthens democracy by improving the relevance, ethical practice, and value of journalism through teaching, publishing, convening, fact-checking, and media literacy. They create a crossroads where communities come together to use journalism to confront society's complex problems. And in particular, they have a program called MediaWise, empowers diverse communities with the skills to identify misinformation through engaging innovative media literacy education. Our goal is to improve savvy digital citizens who know that when facts prevail, democracy wins. So again, kind of the similar, like those teaching people, and it seems to be skewing like all their information on their website. They have YouTube videos and different articles and stuff, and is like a Gen Z sort of like, and like for young people too. So this is definitely like high schoolers, 9th and up. I think they would get something out of like just perusing this like website, this MediaWise. It was interesting. So,
Cool.
Just take a moment, breathe.
Yes.
Breathe when you hear something and wait until.
And also do a little bit of your own research.
Yeah.
It's okay
It's okay. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay if someone else changes their mind. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Actually, another thing I found, Harvard has a guide on like civil discourse. Like they put out a guide for their students and faculty on like literally how to talk to someone that you're having a disagreement with because it was getting like so bad on campus, like things that you had and all over everywhere. Yeah. Like there's like, cause I was going to talk about it more as I was going through it, but it was very like in your classroom, in your whatever, in your community group, whatever. It seemed to be very like college focused. I not that to say that, we can put it in the show notes and on the blog, someone could definitely get something out of it. But just everywhere, just getting crazy. So they're like, this is, some things to think about and do and questions to ask and blah, blah, blah. But so just like take a minute. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. Thank you very much, Nicole.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for joining us for another episode of the podcast. If you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you watched us on YouTube, we'd really appreciate the like button. Just hit that like button. And also comment below, because evidently the more people comment, the more the algorithm likes blah, blah, blah.
Speaking of algorithm, I'm not going to stop talking. You're another thing to remember, and why you should probably up your skills on this, is that AI is here and it's getting better. And what you said the other day about what you heard at Podfest about that one podcaster having his voice, now clones. Like, so this is going to be harder and harder to decipher what is real versus like what is AI, who made the AI, why are they making, and don't be embarrassed. I got plenty of times, like you don't have to be embarrassed by that. Like I wanted to go on a vacation to this resort that looked beautiful. It was not real. It was AI.
Wow.
So it's okay. We all but that is my point of just take a moment. So before I like booked it, I did my one extra step of research and goes, this doesn't exist. So it's okay to it's okay to take a moment to just make sure what you're seeing is real and like, okay, you can
Nicole,
continue with your
$59 a night for a deluxe suite on the ocean. Probably not real.
Yeah. Before I put in my credit card number,
exactly.
Just take that one extra step.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening and watching. For Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.